I once heard a story about a young man named Daniel, and honestly, it stayed in my heart for a long time. Daniel was a motorcycle delivery rider in a busy city. Life wasn't easy for him, but he had one small habit he never skipped. Every single morning before starting work, he would record a short voice message and send it to his mother who lived in a small village far away. He would say, "Good morning, Mama. I'm heading out. Pray for me." And just a few minutes later, his mother would always reply with a voice message of her own, "God protect you, my son." It was a simple routine, but it meant everything to both of them. One evening, after an exhausting day of riding around the city delivering packages, Daniel sent another voice note. He sounded tired. He said, "Mama, I'm really tired today. I'll call you properly tomorrow." But sadly, tomorrow never came. That same night, Daniel was involved in a terrible accident, and he didn't survive. His mother was heartbroken. Months passed, but she couldn't bring herself to delete anything from Daniel's phone. She kept the phone safe inside a small wooden box beside her bed. Every night before going to sleep, she would take it out and play the same message Daniel had sent many times before. "Good morning, Mama. I'm heading out. Pray for me." And even though she knew he couldn't hear her anymore, she would still whisper her reply, "God protect you, my son." Then one day, a young phone technician came to the village to help people repair their broken phones. Daniel's mother brought the phone to him and said softly, "Please, can you just fix the battery? I only want to keep listening to my son's voice." The technician agreed and started checking the phone while going through the recordings. He suddenly noticed something unusual. There was a voice message saved in the drafts folder. It had never been sent. Curious, he asked the mother if he could play it. She nodded. The technician pressed play. And suddenly, Daniel's voice filled the quiet room again. He said, "Mama, if anything ever happens to me, please don't cry too much. You raised me well, and I'm proud to be your son." There was a short pause in the recording. Then Daniel continued, "And Mama, please remember this. I love you." By the time the message ended, tears were already running down the mother's cheeks, but for the first time since Daniel passed away, she smiled, because after all those months, she finally heard her son say goodbye. And so, the room fell quiet after the voice message ended. The technician slowly lowered the phone and looked at the old woman. Tears were rolling down her cheeks, but something about her face had changed. The heavy sadness she had carried for months seemed a little lighter. She held the phone close to her chest and closed her eyes. For months, she had been asking herself the same painful question. Did my son know how much I loved him? Now she had her answer. She looked up and whispered softly, "Thank you, my son." That night, when she returned home, she placed the phone back inside the wooden box beside her bed. But this time, she didn't play the old message again. Instead, she simply sat quietly and smiled, because the last words she heard from her son were not filled with fear or regret. They were filled with love, and sometimes, love is the only goodbye a heart truly needs. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another amazing story like this.